Okay, good morning. It is actually Sunday morning. I don't usually do much on Sundays, but today I've just keen. I've got the bug now. I think what I'll do today, because I've got to go out after lunch, so today I'm going to weld these up and machine them. So I know they're going to buckle, so what I'm going to do is weld them, machine the sides, and then I'm going to just machine one side flat and then put the weld prep on it, so that I can turn it over and instead of flat on here, weld it, and then I can get this up there. Well, I'm going to clean this up after, but I'm not going to do it now. Today I'm just going to weld and machine these. That's it for today, for Sunday, depending on how far I get this morning. So let me sort some stuff out. I'll have to move all of this and get this down, and I will bring you back. That's one done. I know I don't usually film welding, but that's one done. I'll weld up the other one and then bring you back when we're ready to start machining. Nice penetration. So I'll just go and take the rag off the edges here. I'll do the other side and I'll bring you back and I'm ready to machine the face. Stay tuned. Alright, I've done both of those and they're surprisingly, there's no wall, nothing. So I'm going to put some parallel strips in the vise and just take the skim off one side and then put a weld prep on it. So once I get that ready to go, I'll bring you back. Alright, that's done. All prepped, trimmed off. It's still not quite clean, but that don't matter. It's welded all the way down. There's just a little bit of, well, not undercut, it's where I didn't weld properly, you'll see. And that's still from where I tried to use the plasma. See a little bit of a wetness on that one too, that don't matter. So, one of them was dead flat, and I only took probably 0.25 off it. And the other one, the one I did by hand, I shot the video by hand, it was out by 0.18 or something like that. So I think I took about the same, I only took about 0.25 off it as well. So tomorrow I'm going to come out and get into that. Still trying to work out what I might take all the burrs off it. Give it a quick hit with the, what do you call it, the Cubitron, and I might stick it up on the mill and machine it. I think it's going to look nicer. I don't like the idea of just grinding it, so I'm going to put up and machine it. So once I've done that, won't take long, then I can weld these on. Then I might make part of the base so I can sit it on the floor and use the crane to lift everything onto it, so I can then start to get everything else right. So it should start to come together quickly now. Anyway, till tomorrow, stay tuned. See you then. Well, good morning. Monday morning. Come out today, I'm going to work on this plate. What I'll do is I'll lift it up here shortly, clean all of the slag off it, go around it and deburr the edges, and then I'll clear the mill and take it up there and stick it on the mill, work out the best way to hold it down. Well, it's not going to be that hard really, just being able to get to the whole thing. So I'll have to do one and then turn it around and do the other. The beauty of that mill is I can adjust the head out, so that won't be a problem now. All I've got to do is set it up to machine one edge. If I can't reach the other one, then I can just widen the head out and do it. So I've got these done. While it's up there, what I'm going to do is take a skim off either side of that hole where these are going to go. So that's the bottom, it's the top. So because I know they're flat, I'll give that a quick skim to make sure that's flat and put those on. So let me clear this stuff out of the way and I'll lift this up and we'll start cleaning it up. Alright, now I'll go and put this up on the mill. I'll bring it back when we're ready to go. Alright, I'm trying to film here, and of course my son's out there with the whip snipper, or for my American friends, the weed whacker, doing the edges. But I've got this bolted down, and I've got it squared up sort of half and half between the side here and the table. So they're not perfectly square. That's the guillotine end, but they're not always perfect either. So, well, that one will be flat, it'll be straight, and the square is out just a little bit on each side, about the same. So I apologise for the noise, but I've been sitting here waiting for him to shut up so I can start recording, and it's never ending. So let me put you in the stand and we'll see if we can machine this about, see how many tips we can break, eh? Could be a little bit of rooting around with this one, I think. But we'll soon see, eh? you see, starting to clean up. This is going to draw right into a long drawn out process, so I'll keep machining and I'll bring you back when I've got this one done. We'll have a look at it, then we'll turn it around and start on this one. Sorry, let me widen that back out. As I said, I'll bring you back when I've done this one, and then we'll turn it around and start on this one. This one might be a little bit harder because I don't know if I'm going to have the reach. I might, you don't know. Let's see, eh? Stay tuned. Alrighty, I'm doing this one. I sort of skipped a little bit, or did a bit off camera. Undone that and moved the head forward so I can reach here, so I'll do this one while I've got it. So these cleaned up pretty good, so my marking out must have been pretty close because it didn't take a whole lot to clean them up, and they're fairly parallel. So I took about 2 mil off each side, a little bit off the ends, and that Kennametal end mill is bloody brilliant. I love their stuff, and no, it's not sponsored. This one I thought I'd put a bigger one. This is one of my eBay mistakes. Cheap shit. So it doesn't matter if I screw that up, then I can use the 8mm Kennametal, but I just didn't want to cut too small into these corners. So I'll see how that one goes, particularly on the scale. You can see I did that first cut with the Kennametal and it went all the way along. So what I'll do is I'm going to finish cleaning this one up, then I might duck in and have a little bit of lunch, just get some groceries down my neck, come out and turn it round and start doing this side, and then work out. I think I might have to spin it twice to do these two sides because I don't think I'm going to have the travel on my table. So it's just a matter of bolting it down and then moving my head backwards and forwards to reach. So that's what I love about it. That's one of the reasons why I got this one. Well, except for that stupid belt drive system, but yeah, those belts are tight, but they're not loose. But when I start it, it squeaks. Listen. Hear that? That means the belts are starting to shit themselves. But I'll drive them till destruction. That's what the guys at the place said at Hare and Forbes. You know, another 2 weeks at least before the new parts come in. So just going to keep on going. So let me machine this, and then we'll come back after when I'm ready to turn around. Let this running, turn it around. So I'm just taking a cut off touch down the end here, which is the highest point, and I've taken a mill. So I'm just going to run it down. It probably will touch in a few spots. It's pretty close. You can see that. It's pretty close. Yeah, I'm just going to finish this one. I've got a phone call a little while ago. I've got to duck into town this afternoon. So I'm just going to hang around now till I finish this edge. That leaves me only these two. Yeah, just starting to touch stuff there now. So yeah, that's pretty square. I'm pretty happy with the way that's, even though the cut itself is crap, it's still relatively square. So yeah. So anyway, I'll bring you back shortly. Right, that side done. There's just a slight wetness there, which I can live with. But that cutter is stuffed, as I thought it would be. As I said, it's one of my eBay mistakes. That light, I don't know how it looks in the video, but on the camera it looks like crap, and I've got that bastard there shining on it. So I'm going to call it a day. It's 1:15. I've got to be in town by 2, so I'm just going to pack up here and leave this. When I come back out tomorrow, I'm going to turn him around that way, clean those corners up. I I might even have to take that out, put the 8mm one back in and just put that in to clean the corners up. I don't know yet. See what happens. But we'll call it a day at that, eh? Thanks for hanging around, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Good morning. Back at it. Didn't come out yesterday because I had appointments yesterday. I've got a doctor's appointment this afternoon, but I'm going to get a couple of hours done. I want to try and get this done today if I can. Get these machined, which I should do. I know I did say in another earlier on, I was going to machine where these sit. There's no need to. I just put that on there. I don't know if you can see. Let me zoom that up. That's sitting flat. So what I'm going to do is just grind the mill scale off and weld it on. And then get it back up here to get them parallel. It's going to be a bit hard, but well, not really. I've got to mount it this way. I can mount it a little bit further back, machine one, and then move the head forward, and then do the other one. So that's the joys of being able to move your carriage or your head forward. So let me strip this off, lower the table, strip this off, and get it bolted up ready to go, and I'll bring you back. There you go. I'll allow a few seconds of music. I don't think YouTube will catch that, but for my unknowing friends, particularly my American friends, look up MySex, MI-SEX. Good 80s band. Originally from New Zealand, but they moved to Australia, and they're still in Australia touring now, so very good stuff. Anyway, I've got this up ready to go. I'm going to drive that to destruction, see how we go. Might have to put the little one back in, but we'll see. I can't do both because I need the coolant. So I'm going to do that side and then spin it round and do the other side. And that'll be that done. Stay tuned, and I'll bring you back when I finish the first side, because you've already seen me machine that. Then I'll turn him around, do this side. I'll come back for a bit of a chat then. And when we're done, I'll take it down. I might grind off the mill scale and weld those tops on. I think that'll probably do. I've only got, what is it now, 8:45. I've got till about 11:30 because I need to go and have a shower and sort my shit out. Got to go and see the doctor just to get another certificate. A doctor certificate for workers' comp. Well, it's classed as workers' comp, but it's because it's going through the Rural Fire Service, and since they've accepted liability for my PTSD, I need to renew my certificate every 6 weeks. So I don't pay for the consult, they do, but anyway, let me keep going with this, and I'll bring you back shortly. All right, got that side finished. I might be able to get the other side done with that cutter. It's starting to get a little bit ordinary, but we'll fight it. I've only got that one to do, so we go. There's a little bit of wetness here and there, but you know, that's the best I can do. My holes aren't 100%, and my plasma cutting is shit. So, but as I said, you're not going to see it. It's going to be well hidden underneath everything. So, but it's all square. I squared, when I set it up, I squared it to the table, to the machine sides. Both sides are the same. So once I'll turn it around, machine this other side. When I've taken it off, got it down on the bench, I'll bring you back. We'll have a look. done with that. I've cleaned up the mill. Well, almost. I've got to put away all the clamps and stuff. That's done. I meant to show you this. This arrived yesterday. This is what's going to be mounted to the top, or removable. I've got to work out how I'm going to mount this bottom jaw so that it's removable and use it to cut up. That's the size of that. That's pretty big. That'll certainly chop up his pipe. I mean, you can tell. I won't tell you. Well, you know where they're made because the finish is not all that crash hot, but it'll do the job. So anyway, I've got this down here. It's all done. This is the front. So, you know, each side has a slight wetness, but that's not too bad. So what I'm going to do now is grind the scale off. I'll mark it first, grind the mill scale off, and then I'm going to weld that on, and that's going to pretty, by the time I get that done, it's going to do me for the day because I'll have to let that cool down. Then I'll be back up into the mill to machine these flat, and they're sitting pretty good. There's no wobble there on either of them, so they'll weld down. I just got to try and make sure I weld it down so I don't warp it too much. But what I'm going to do is tack it. I'm going to tack each end, or tack the four corners, then weld each end, and then I'm going to stitch. I'm not going to fully weld it. I'm going to go along and mark it and do 50 mil gap, 50 mil weld. So I'll stitch it. I'll measure it first to make sure it's even, and I'll do that all the way along. That'll be more than strong enough to hold that. So just hang around a second, I'll get this mill scale off. Yep, that's not going to cut it. Let's get violent. Our Cubitron will get it. It's not working either. Let's try something else. It's not the Cubitron, but Cubitron's not very forgiving if you want to, you see the edge of it when you like that. But I've got these other ones here, these are cheaper, and they might do the job, we'll see. Although it's not going to do much of a job with it bent like that, is it? Let's see how we go. Sick of being nice. Yeah, that's some exceptional mill scale. This is grinding wheel. Even the bloody grinding wheel won't take it off. It's loading the wheel up. Let me find something different. Here, a brand new one. Let's see you fight that one off. Okay, that'll do it, I think. What I'll do is I'll swing it around and clamp these on, tack them. Once they're tacked on, I'll bring you back. Stay tuned. Alright, put the noisy welder on. I've worked out I have a bit of an issue. Well, not much. This gap here is not quite wide enough. Well, it is, but I'll show you what it's going to hit on. So measuring it between outside to outside, these are going to hit. But once I've got it up on the mill, when I've done these two faces, I'll flip it, bolt it down, and I'll just machine out a little bit on both sides with the 8mm carbide end mill. So that won't be a problem. And this is one of the things when you're doing things on the run, like designing it on the run. This, I don't have any drawings for this. So, you know, and I've often said I wouldn't make a Boilermaker's asshole, but I try. So let me weld this out, and then we'll come back and have a look before I finish up for the day. Alright, welded out. The welds didn't come up too bad, I suppose, for a flunky. Some are a little bit ordinary, but it depends. Maybe my Boilermaker friends can tell me the best way. I know I've seen people with MIG welders push the weld and also pull the weld. I try to go neutral, so I have my nozzle pointing straight and go that way. Sometimes I'll push so I can see where I'm going, but like I did there, and that one might look a little bit weird because I did another one over the top, because even though I got weld on the side, most of it was on the bottom, so I just put a second run on that one. So it doesn't look to have buckled yet, in the being the operative word. I'm expecting that it might. It doesn't look too bad so far, but it hasn't cooled off yet. Yeah, that looks alright, but like I said, it's still got to cool off. So what I did was I tacked each corner and then went around and put tacks along where I measured it out at the start of each weld, so they didn't get a chance for the centre of it to bow down. And as a little bit of buckling won't matter too much. I don't want it to go crazy. A little bit won't matter because it's going to be machined. And then, as I said, I'm going to turn it over, and I've got to machine a bit out of just these sides here. Just probably, you know, 100mm maybe. But that's fine. That's fine. That'll fit. No problems at all. I'll just, as I said, design as we go, basically. And there'll be enough there. I've measured that. There'll be enough there for the sprocket to fit in. So I didn't spray any anti-spatter on it, but it's not too bad. I'll clean it up with a flat wheel later. I just wanted to video it before I did, because people say, oh, you got to flat boil it to make it look good. Well, you know what they say, if you've got to grind your welds, then you're not a welder, you're a grinder. I'm sort of half and half. Anyway, that's going to do it. I think I might give this one up now and get this video up. And when we come back, then we'll machine that, get it sorted, then I'll turn it over and put some legs on it, even if it's just temporary legs, so I can sit it on the floor and start sorting out drilling the holes with the mag drill, and start fitting stuff up. So, as I said, this is the back. It's warm, it's not too bad. So, and I've got to make another bracket to lift this up to mount the gearbox on. A little, not much. I'm not sure how far it's got to come up. It will have to come up. Oh, maybe not. So these will come down. They're 75 mil. They'll drop down another 20. So it just means that the chain will be going downhill a little bit. That might work better. I'd rather keep this bolted onto the base plate. So that'll work. That'll be fine. As I say, if there's any problems with my clearances, then I can machine a little bit more. I'd rather have not enough and machine it out than make it too big and stuff it. So anyway, that'll do me. Thanks for hanging around. I'm going to try and keep the videos a little bit shorter than I used to. I want to try and keep them down under half an hour if I can. I know the long ones, sometimes it's harder for people to watch because they get bored, particularly with my ramblings. So, but until next time, as always, stay safe. Peace.